we all know Caitlyn Jenner, okay, who's arguably the most famous trans person out there. So I knew Caitlyn when she was Bruce.
Oh, you did?
Or he was Bruce. Well, so as the story goes, so one of my best friends is that guy, Chris Humphries, that played in the NBA, met Kim Kardashian. They fell in love. There was a whirlwind romance 10 years ago, 2011.
Did they fall in love though? I have to ask.
They did. Yeah.
Did they
Chris's
fall in love?
move is he'll tell you, like most guys will wait months, years to tell a girl that he loves her. Like most guys will hold that card, right? Like I'm not trying to tell a girl I love her. I'm not trying to put Chris on blast. His move, tell a girl he loves her like day one. I think I love you. Now, if a girl is a hopeless romantic, she's gonna fall for that.
Not me, by the way.
Not Jed, but Chris and Kim, they get together, they connect. They're at a Brooklyn Nets, New Jersey Nets game. That's where it happens. Long story short, he ends up calling me because I'm in Miami. Hey, we're gonna come down to Miami. Let's hang out this weekend. Talk to Kim to arrange plans. Now, meanwhile, he doesn't give any context or preface who Kim is. He just gets on the phone. She's like, hey, Adam, it's Kim. I've heard a lot about you. I go, hey, Kim.
You're talking to Kim Kardashian. You don't know it?
Don't know it, Jed.
I love it.
And I was like, hey, because like Chris like gets a lot of girls. Let's just put it at that. I think it's Kim number 7. I don't know. So
she was Kim number 8.
She's telling me things that like in Miami, like she's naming names and places that you kind of got to have some sort of hookup to know these people. I've lived in South Beach my whole life. Like I know these things.
Yeah.
Well, Kim, how do you know that guy, this person in that club? She's like, those are some of my best friends. What? I'm like, Kim who? She's like, Kim Kardashian, silly. I'm like, what just happened here? I go put Chris on the phone. I go, you fucking with Kim Kardashian? Right? He's like, yeah, like play it cool, bro. I'm like, okay. So the point is,
maybe you should have given me a heads up if you wanted to play it cool. Right.
So point is, I'm now in that world.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a whirlwind romance for a year. People talk about they were only married 72 days.
I have to ask, did you hook up with a Kardashian friend?
Not one of the Kardashians, one of their friends.
One of their friends?
Yes.
You made that happen.
Well,
you don't want to share who it is?
No, it's
all right. Well, look how bashful.
Yeah.
I told you I was going to make
Chloe,
Adam blush.
No.
I told you I was going to make Adam blush, and I have.
You did.
Mission accomplished.
But the point is this. I'm giving you the beginning of the story just to set up the punchline here almost. Fast forward a year later, they're getting married. I'm a groomsman at the wedding. I'm walking Chloe down the aisle, suit, tux, Xenia.
You were at the Kardashian wedding?
At the wedding. I was a groomsman.
I need to get some video of
Pull
this.
up.
Tyler, you
Kim
have to
Kardashian groomsman wedding. What?
Adam was at the wedding,
Google
walking
that.
somebody down the aisle, walking a Kardashian down
walking
the aisle.
Chloe down the aisle. Lamar's giving me an eye like, don't you do it, dog. I'm like, no, she's way too big for me. By the way, I was eyeing...
she was too tall for
I
you.
was eyeing Kendall and Kylie, but they were underage, so it was just eyes, no touch. But Kendall can get it.
But you could foresee where it was going.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
That's Adam Sosnick. Much tanner Adam Sosnick.
Yeah, that was...
but that's Adam Sosnick.
Well, my mind is completely blown.
I don't know if you can scroll in on that. So there we go. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with my face there. Maybe I got too much sun. But there's Rob Kardashian. There's Chris.
My mind
Cornell,
is
Kim,
blown.
Chloe, the whole like.
I was unprepared for this today.
But
okay, so
the point that I'm getting at is,
wedding.
as we're getting ready, who's helping me put my tux on and like,
right,
is Bruce Jenner. He was Bruce at the time, and he's. Prepping me. He's like, oh, you're in good shape. He's like, I got to tell you, when I was in the 72 Olympics, and it was just constant Olympic type story, constantly. I'm like, this guy really is living in the fucking past. Okay, fast forward, the whole 72 days debacle. She marries Kanye. Every guy in the Kardashian clan has had a pretty, let's just say, not pretty demise. Okay, well, Robert Kardashian, the father, died.
Yeah.
Somehow, I don't know. It was a disease. I don't know. Scott Disick's been in and out of rehab. Lamar's been in and out of rehab. He almost died. Rob Kardashian hasn't been seen in years.
Yeah.
Any man that comes into this world gets chewed up and spit out.
Well, right.
Kanye's a mess.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, Chris signed a $50 million NBA contract, got in, got out, famous, made his money. And I'm in Washington, D.C. This is 2016. I don't know, Google whatever year Caitlyn Jenner became Caitlyn Jenner. What year was that? 2016, 2018? She
You see, though, you're just like trying to figure out how to approach the conversation.
I don't know. It was a he, and then he did the interviews. It became a she.
Right.
So he did an interview, or she did it. Bruce Jenner, a.k.a. Caitlyn Jenner, did an interview with Diane Sawyer. When was that interview?
Came out in trans in April 2015.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find the Sawyer interview.
Point is, this is 2015, 2016, whatever, 6-7 years ago, whatever it was. So I say to Chris, by the way, they had just swept as the NBA playoffs, so it's got to be in April, May, NBA playoff season because the finals are in June. To sum up this entire story, Jed, during the game, they swept the Toronto Raptors. Drake was there. Drake got booed. We are like, I got press seats, like the whole, like I'm in the mix.
Yeah.
And my Chris, myself, and two buddies go out to dinner after the game. Mm-hmm. And we see on TV at dinner after the game, Bruce Jenner, now Caitlyn Jenner. And I say to Chris, I go, like jokingly, sarcastic, I go, thank God you got out ahead of time. Like, boy, did you get out? Something like that. I go, you should tweet that. He goes, tweet what? I go, tweet, thank God I got out. Something like that. But he goes, and he says to me, but I actually like Bruce Jenner. I don't want to like talk shit about him. Mm-hmm. So I said, well, why don't you say, thank God I got out, hashtag like go Bruce or go Caitlyn or something like that.
I love that Adam was behind the scenes giving the advice. So
yes.
now we know that all the shit that happened, Adam may have been involved.
100%. So here I am, we're at dinner. He goes, okay, cool. We might have had a beer or two, whatever. We're celebrating. They just won a playoff game. He does the tweet. I think it's hilarious. The guy's hey, cheers, right? He does this tweet. The next morning, it might have even been like that, like 4 a.m, like that night. PR, his publicist, remove the fucking tweet. What are you doing?
What you did.
Adam, you're the one that told Chris, you fucking idiot. He's gonna get canceled, but he's playing in the NBA. I'm like, dude, I thought it was funny. Like,
can't be funny anymore.
Here's a guy who got out, signed a $50 million deal with the NBA. He's not in rehab. He's successful. He's not dead. He's not on drugs. And he's not a man who just became a woman. He got out. And by the way, he did hashtag good for you, Bruce.
You just said in the span of that one sentence, like 6 things that could have got you canceled. Honestly. Anything.
So the point is, Chris had to walk back tweet, remove the tweet, apologize to the transgender, LGBTQ, ABCDFG community, and basically do a mea culpa. And it was all my fault because I was like, you know what would be funny? And that's why was my first experience with cancel culture. And I was like, why would you remove what?
Right, because he had to, because the threats are enormous. And then you start seeing your cash flow diminish. You start seeing your advertising campaigns diminish. You start seeing, I can't do this. Your agent calls you and gives you a hard time about it. I got so much shit when I started speaking out against the vaccine mandates. I cannot tell you, it was like a shitstorm because, UTA was taking this position and it was ridiculous. So, and that's what I'm getting at, right? We have multiple problems here. We got the cancel culture, which you lived through it. That was probably a moment where you were like, holy shit, this is bigger than I realized.
I felt bad for my boy. Like I was just a dude and working in finance at that point that liked to party with the Kardashians.
Right, but that's an awakening moment.
Oh, big time.
And I think that people forget. Everybody says, well, live and let live, live and let live. What do you care? Who cares? There are people who care because this slippery slope went from live and let live to you're canceled if you say something as simple as a man's a woman, a woman. That's scary. Yeah. And now a lot of the stuff's being pushed on kids. So people who are parents out there are looking at this and saying, well, now I got to worry my kid's going to go to school and get some type of weird messaging or messaging that I wouldn't necessarily want them to get at, as a second grader, or it's invading a lot of spaces. And now these people like myself, who was always, championing live the life you want, do what you want, is now saying to myself, well, I'm now being silenced. If you like the short clip, you can catch another one here, or you can catch the full episode right here.